I'm Scotty. This is my YouTube channel, and I made it because I'm afraid of all things, right? It's not necessarily fear, it's worry. And I worry about our nation's future. I worry a lot about our nation's future. So I'm tired of worrying. It hasn't got me anything. And I say timor omnis abesto. Timor omnis abesto means dread not, or let no fear be with you. It is the motto that goes with our family crest, which is a very bloody story. But sometimes I use it as a mantra. When I used to sell cars, I would say it to myself before I went in to sell cars every day, because I don't want to be afraid of the customer. And in my life, I use it because fear was at the reins for my life, in my life, for so long, that is. So that's why I gave it this name. I wanted it to be representative of a conscious effort to move past fear and into something better. You acknowledge your fear, and then you move on, and you move past it. It sounds easy, but sometimes you have to remind yourself. So that's what this is. That's what this whole thing is. And I'm going to do that for us as much as I can. So I'm inviting everyone to come talk to me on this and to join me in having opening conversation that makes us better as one nation and makes it so that we can survive what's going on right now. Our nation is in peril, and it is truly in peril, where some folks believe it will never be saved. Our nation will become this dystopian future of alt-right Christian Nazis taking over the nation. That's what people are afraid of, because there are people in leadership right now that are saying white supremacist things. And that scares the shit out of me. So instead of being scared and paralyzed, I'm talking about it. And I welcome you to join me. The first folks to join me, I'm going to ask for general officers, 06 and above, actually, colonels and all generals, Air Force, that I served with from 1993 to 2013 would be great, because those are my commanders. And to me, commanders are the best leaders because they are prepared to take command and make decisions. So if you, in your heart, want things to be one nation again, then we have to ignore the fringes and we have to go forward as the full nation. The fringes don't matter, because people are going to have crazy ideas here and crazy ideas here. It's going to be like that forever. And as AI and as intergalactic stuff happens, and as just the weather changes, people change, things happen, emergencies arise, and weather patterns bring all sorts of crazy things that are messing up our planet. So why can't we, as a people, all decide to be America again, and all decide to be forgiving and kind and good and supportive? And yes, it's based on God dang. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not whispering anymore. I gotta talk. I can't whisper. I have to talk. But I have to decide which message I'm doing first. Timor omnis abesto. Dread not. It's a crest and motto for my family, but it's something that I have to remind myself of over and over until I've gotten to this point where I'm actually making a channel and something that people are going to be able to react to and however they do. But here's what I want you to know. I am coming from a place of love, and I am coming from a place of goodness, and I'm coming from a place of kindness, and yes, that weird thing called empathy that has now been labeled as, toxic, impossible. There's either empathy or there's not empathy. There is not toxic empathy. Those two things don't go together. That's a myth. Excuse me, myth. So, dad joke aside, I want things to be better for all of us. I want things to be better for our entire nation. And I want all of us to be cool with each other again. I know that sounds dumb, but we need it, and we're gonna crumble without it. And we don't need to. We can actually make something together, go forward together, find a future together, because either way, we're gonna be going to this place, which is the future, together. So we might as well get back to being Americans and respecting one another as Americans. Not saying that we the people is for one group of people. It's not. I'm not trying to identify with one group of people. I'm not trying to impress or Instead, I'm speaking to all Americans. So when I went into the Air Force in 1993, I remember there was a captain in my squadron that asked me who I was voting for, and I am not a Republican. I did not grow up in a Republican state. I did not grow up with a Republican father, and I shouldn't be expected to be a Republican or required to be a Republican. That doesn't make sense. Everyone can serve. We are one nation. We are one people. We are brothers and sisters. We are others, and whatever you want to say. We are one. We are one. It's time to move forward together. It's time to use the skill sets that you have. And as many times as I've done takes of this, you would think that I'm a communicator, but a really bad one. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Does that make sense? Timor omnis abestu. No, it doesn't make sense. Timor omnis abestu. I can't even say it right sometimes. Timor omnis abesto. It means no worries. No. It means dread not. It means don't be afraid. Think about how many things we don't accomplish because we're afraid of failure, or we self-sabotage and we hold ourselves back from success, or however we measure success. Think about all the times that you've stopped yourself from doing something that maybe would have been amazing because you're afraid of what somebody would say. Or you're afraid that it could have a negative implication on your life. Yeah, you know what has a negative implication on your life? Not doing the things that you want. Not following your dreams. Not having courage in el corazón. Okay? I'm talking to everyone. We are one. And white folks, it's time to say you're sorry sometimes. I know, it's true. Guess what? If you have friends that are non-white friends, you're going to know that some white people are terrible to others. We've been fucking up the world for a long time. So I think it's time to ask yourself, how can I help? What can I do? What am I good at that I can help this team, that I can help find a progression? No, that was close, but not there. It's past time for all of us to ask ourselves a very important question, which is, what can I do to help? What's my role in this whole thing? I don't know yet. You know you better than anyone. And my role is to be a communicator and to give people a fair and equal chance to get points across and to be kind to one another and be respectful to one another. That's my job. What's yours? What are you going to do for the future of America? What are you going to do for the future of this wonderful nation that we are lucky to be born in, or to become a citizen of? My wife wasn't born here, but she's an American. I was born here. I'm an American. I served 20 years in the military. Wasn't the greatest, but I'm an American. And I feel like there should be some respect that comes with that. And not like, wow, you did the military. Okay, I'm not saying that. I don't need that. What I need is real. I need mutual respect for all of us. Don't big truck your way through this. You can't just push through this. You have to get down. You have to bring yourself down a few levels so that you can have empathy toward others. If you've never had, then you have empathy for others. If you've had for your entire life, how can you have empathy for others? You don't know that. You don't know what it's like to suffer. And I suggest that you find a way to figure that out. I suggest that you volunteer somewhere. I suggest, and you probably do, I suggest that you do something to help someone other than you or your family or your friends. Help someone else. That's the only way you can learn empathy. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a big one. It's going to play a huge role in what we're trying to accomplish. We have to be able to forgive one another for being so separated and away from each other that when one person reacts because of their conditioning, that they've been conditioned to think, then you have to remember who they are and what they were going through and give them grace, give them kindness, hug it out, sing it out. I just saw something where people were just singing it out on TV. It was from, I think, Korea, but it was so cool because it was like, what a great way to get through your differences. I don't know what it was, but whatever. I have ADD. I can't remember that anyway. I like it. Short bursts. That's what I need. Be focused. Have a message and go. So it's time for us, Americans, to put our arms around the whole nation. Because if we have our arms around just our family or just our kind or just our state or whatever it might be, you're not including the whole thing. It's 50 states. They're United States. Obviously, we have a couple that are not there, but they're part of us, and we have to treat each other with that grace. We have to give each other that grace. Better. You know, kindness is free. Love is free. I can give as much love as I possibly can, and as much kindness and goodness as I possibly can to others. And guess what? I still have more in my heart to give. I didn't lose anything. I only gained. Please join me. Give love, give kindness, give compassion, give whatever you can to your neighbors, to your people on the road with you. You know, everyone gets all crazy on the road. Remember, that's a human being in that vehicle. That's not a vehicle. That's not a stupid Tesla. That is a mom driving home with her child in the car. So we have to look at things differently. We have to look at things with compassion. Open doors for people. I know there are electric doors out there, tons of them, but there's a good amount that don't have anything on them that you physically have to, you know what I'm saying? So open the door for somebody. Hold it open once you have it and let somebody through. Either way, let somebody through. How about that? It's small. It's tiny. It doesn't require you to do anything more than just being thoughtful. Whoa, crazy. I know. But let's be thoughtful and kind and good to each other. I have said it before, I've written about it, and I'm going to say it again. Love is the only answer to every question. And if it's not a direct answer, it's how can I be loving about this? How can I do this in a loving way? How can I do this in a way that is kind? How can I present myself in a way that keeps in mind that others might not know me? So the first impression that I make, being love toward them, or being kind, goodness, empathy toward them. No, I burped. That's gross. I have said this. Okay, no. Let's start over. Have a drink. You're doing fine. Self-talk, baby. Doing great. Doing great. Don't be afraid. Do some cool stuff. Christians, I'm reaching out to you. I'm putting my heart out to you. And I'm not talking about alt-right Nazi Christians. I'm talking about regular, good humans who happen to love God. And they may be on a spectrum to just saying that they love God, to living God's way. So there's a huge variation within that. And within that variation, the common thing for all of them is that they're trying to be Christ-like. That's what Christianity means, is that you're trying to be Christ-like. and it's not like you're expecting to be Christ. You're doing the best that you can to be like Christ, to do what Jesus would do, WWJD, right? Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. And it isn't, I'm going to jerry rig the voting so that only this race can vote here, or makes it difficult for that race. That's not Christianity. That's fear. And it's time for white America to realize that in a couple generations, we're going to be the minority, okay? It's going to be time for us to just step down a notch and realize we're not the most important people. We're one kind of people. And we're no different than any other kind of people. This nation is built on stolen land. Our people destroyed the land and the people. Think about those stacks of bison heads that you've seen in those videos. It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about every single one of those was a buffalo. And it's crazy to think about the fact that somebody started that pile at one, and they're like, here's another one, until they had these heads stacked. All these heads. So they would take the heads and leave the bodies to rot. Come on, white America. We fucked some shit up. We did. We have to be honest about it. We have to move forward. We have to move forward with everyone that's here with us. We're packing them along too. It's our destiny as a nation to be together and to be better and better at being together. That's all that we need to ask of ourselves. We just need to be better, and we can do that, and we can be good, and we don't have to rely on outside sources. We don't. Let me just for a second talk about the donations for politicians. I suggest that donations are no longer part of someone running for office. What if they were just running for office because it's the right thing to do? Crazy. What if it were more wholesome in that way? Because then you don't have these superpowers, all this money influencing the conditions that we're in. We have to move forward as a nation. Stop bowing down to the ultra rich. It's disgusting, and it's something to not be proud of. But we can be a little bit ashamed of, if you're real, about getting paid by these people so that you do their fucking bidding. Like, come on. The first person that did that, but and then you. That's bullshit. That's not okay. That needs to be amended. That needs to be no longer part of our nation. There's no hidden money side that belongs as part of our government side of things that we do. Like, so I just heard what was a car backfiring 4 times. My initial thought was, wow, people are shooting people already. We got the No Kings March. And my initial thought was, people are shooting people already. I hope that doesn't happen. I really do. I don't want Americans killing Americans. That's not okay. That's not okay. We have to get better. We have to bring everything out into the light so that we can see it and then make informed decisions based on facts. Actual facts. Woo, isn't that crazy? Actual, like, real facts.